Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go! All right, let's get right to it. It is Ballsy Uncut for this Thursday, and we got a great Thursday night game on tap tonight. It's the Detroit Lions against the Green Bay Packers. Almost said Chicago Bears, but no, it's the Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions. If Green Bay has any designs on winning the NFC North, they got to get to it tonight, taking on the Lions in Detroit. And I actually like Green Bay. I think Detroit's favored in the game, obviously at home by about a field goal or so. I'll have to get Andy McNamara, our betting expert and fantasy football guy, on to get me all the lines and everything a little later on. But yeah, can't wait to see that one tonight. Good Thursday night matchup. The Four Nations face-off rosters were announced. I'll do a gospel according to Ballsy a little later on in the week. Just my thoughts on some of the sports going on in the world, CFL, NFL, NHL, junior hockey, that type of stuff. Major League Baseball with this stupid golden bat rule. Have you heard with Rob Manfred, the commissioner's kind of floating around? What a dumb idea. I'll talk about that in a little gospel according to Ballsy later. But let's get right down to it. Show's brought to you by Ward Tirecraft, 101 Dudney Avenue in Regina. Go check out Michael Barth and the gang there. They have a location in Saskatoon. In Regina, go and tell Michael Barth that Ballsy sent you 10% off your tires, braking needs, whatever. He'll hook you up. So we'll save you basically the tax there because he said Ballsy sent you. Also, I want to say the show is brought to you by District Brewing. Super Squeeze Seltzers, Mango Lime, Passion Fruit Lime, available at their 8th Avenue store in the heart of Regina and also at all participating liquor stores. They've got the IPAs, they've got their light beer, they've got their Pilsner as well. Lots of great products. I think strawberry sour I had too the other day. Man, great product there from District Brewing. And AGT Foods Canada, Murad El Khatim, his brother Omar, ran into Murad's lovely wife, Michelle, who was at the grocery store out here in White City. Thanks to Michelle and Murad for all they do, not only for this podcast, but for football, the Riot, the Thunder, the Rough Riders, too, helping out the CFL, too. They're big in the community, always giving back, which is what I love. Okay, so let us start by heading next to Anchorage, Alaska, Fairbanks, Alaska, somewhere in there. The Manny Show is on the road. Yeah, Manny Arceneaux, a friend of this show. He's been on the Our Balls Are Bigger post-game show as a co-host a few times this year, more than a few times, good handful of times, and also been a guest on this show. We usually do Where Are They Now on Wednesdays, but because of my work at Crestview Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, 601 Albert Street, to kind of a day behind, but we'll see what Manny's up to. The Manny Show on the road doing some great work with the military and with the youth in the United States. I think he's going to Hawaii next and then Greenland, which I heard isn't very green. I think, is it Greenland that's cold and Iceland that's warmer than Greenland? I forget. It's something weird like that. Anyway, we'll get to Manny Arceneaux next. The Manny Show is up north at Christmas time in Anchorage, Alaska. Am I right when I say that?
Yeah, I'm in Fairbanks now. Just got to Fort Wayne, right. We had another base just left from Clear, so yeah. I'm up there, though. It's in the area.
Did you have that parka, or did you buy that parka?
Man, you know, this the CFL parka, Mark, CFL weekend. Yeah. They got me right years ago.
There you go.
Been holding on to it. Yeah.
Hey, and it's nice to have that Santa Claus like beard you got there, bro.
Oh yeah, it got a little gray coming too. Call me Black Santa.
I love it. Hey, so you're not up north making toys. You're up there. Tell us what you're doing now.
Man, boosting the morale of the troops. Brought my fitness tour out this way, where we're working with the troops that's in the military. Then we have the kids camp in the afternoon. So just out here, man, good spirits, positive vibes, working youth athletic development, and just overall body, mind, and soul work We're
Hmm.
dealing with the troops that's in the military
Hmm.
out this way.
How did you end up hooking up with the military and to put them through their paces, so to speak?
Oh no, I was blessed with the opportunity with Pro Tour Productions and Armed Forces ENT back in 2011. My
Hmm.
first off season with the Vikings, and I've continued to do it ever since then till now. So that's kind of how I got into it. With
Hmm.
Miss Sandy and this guy Frank, them that run a different department. She has Pro Tour, and he's with Armed Forces ENT. So I kind of just been connected um, for what decade plus now. It's been a while.
Hmm. So, what you teach them things.
Yeah.
What do you learn from them?
Oh, what I learned from them, man, it's not always about you as a person. And we share a lot of similarities when putting on the uniforms, when lacing up the boots, we lace up the cleats. And a lot of it is built around teamwork and the mindset and how life operates. So it's a lot, man. You look at what they do in the service that gives them the structures, the attention to details, and you look at what we do. It's just the ultimate team sport. And far as football and them, what they do is life, man. Because at the end of the day, one person not doing their job, it costs you a lot. And I take the little L's on the football field, but in this line of work, you got to be on point. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. And you raise a good point because I've said this a lot of times, Manny. In a divided world, and it feels like it's more divided than ever. If you could just bottle what's behind a locker room door. You got guys, you got, as you called yourself, Black Santa. Then you got the white kid from Saskatchewan, like Catholic, Protestant, people that don't believe in God, different backgrounds, don't have fathers in their lives, that type of thing. But on Sunday, Saturday, Friday, you all put on the same uniform and you go to work together. Same thing in the military. There's a lot of similarities there.
yeah, yeah, awesome, man. Like the football has the locker room, military have what the barracks, the all type of rooms they have out here. But a lot of it, man, ties into sports. At the end of the day, you got one guy counting on you to count on him, and that's what it's about, man. So nah, it's been interesting. Then you get out here, you meet people from all parts of the world, and it'd be crazy. I'm in Alaska. I done met two people from Mississippi, and it's like from down south, and it's just wild. But that's an awesome experience, man, that I enjoy. So just
Yeah.
looking to keep it going, because once we leave here, we go to Hawaii. Then when we leave Hawaii, we go to Greenland, and they say ain't nothing green over there in Greenland, so it's gonna be a little chilly. So I'm
Wow.
getting ready for that little weather. Yeah.
I saw Emmanuel Arceneaux's Facebook page and it said -18. So basically, you're in Saskatchewan right now. That's the kind of same weather.
Oh yeah, Saskatchewan got that cold weather, bordering North Dakota, South Dakota, all them little spots.
Yeah.
Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah, cold is cold. Yeah, but they deal with this. Yeah, it's a different kind of cold out this way. The air a little thinner.
Yeah. Hey, Manny,
Yeah.
you said you talked with the you help out with the military guys, but then you have kids camps. Tell me what that's all about.
Yeah, so the families that's out here on base bring their kids out. The student athletes, they still attend school, have things that go out in some of these spots that we consider to be remote. Life still goes on. So that's an opportunity for these kids to come out, have fun, but at the same day see what structure and attention to detail that lines up with actually working out, learning the discipline, learning to do a lunge, a leg swing, how to compete and take that coaching, because a lot of kids up here aren't exposed to that, how it's every day for us in the U.S. For them it's different. Then they learning from guys that's former pros. So over here, I'm up here with my guy Derek Martin over there. He played 8, 9 years, Ravens, Green Bay, Giants, two Super Bowls, right? Yeah, so we out here just doing our thing, man.
It's
So
awesome. That's
they
awesome.
getting both ends, working with former professional athletes, working out with guys that coach youth, coach adults now, and then just got people that actually care. And that's what it's about, coming out here, building these relationships, and these folks see that you actually care at the end of the day. Because a lot of them away from family, been gone, couldn't
Hmm.
tell you what's going on in the lower 48. I learned that too. They call the U.S. the lower 48. So that's how I'm going to start saying it while I'm up here in Alaska. But
There you
nah,
go.
man, it's been an awesome experience, though.
That's awesome. Okay, couple of comments about what's happening back here in the CFL. I don't know if
Right.
you're ways away, but Buck Pierce is the coach of the
Yeah.
BC Lions. Your thoughts on Buck Pierce taking over the Lions?
Man, you know what? I think it's great Buck, the head coach over there at BC for years with Zach, man. I remember when Zach left SAS, was that
Yeah,
19 or so? They thought
yeah,
he
19.
thought he
Yeah,
had one more play in him, but they went on a run where you almost can consider Winnipeg a dynasty. But what he was able to do with Zach, man, a guy people counted out, generated offense, and when Buck played, he was a guy, man. He's a winner, and he can get the most out of people. So I think BC wanted to switch up everything offensively and get things going. Even though Jordan that was there was a good guy, I think, man, the league always looking for new blood, new faces, and to generate something positive in BC. So I think with Buck, being in charge, and I'm assuming he's calling his plays as the
mm,
OC. So
yeah.
he'll be a head coach OC. RP's still there. They was former teammates, but it depends on what the staff look like, but I think for Buck, this is a great opportunity. As you look each year, more guys getting opportunities to be head coaches and coordinators, and it's continuing to grow the league, especially with former players that played the game, but
Yeah.
also great at coaching.
Yeah, Mark Killam, another one that gets a shot in Edmonton. He has
Yeah,
he's that Alberta background, went to the U of A from Lethbridge. Just to comment on him, he was a long-time assistant in Calgary.
man, who you telling? I thought he was the next man up in Calgary. Even when Clay Brooks got the job in BC, or
Hmm.
you seeing people leave. Look, Dinwiddie, he left for. You see so many guys, but I thought he was staying put in Calgary for them to pass the baton and be like, hey, kill him. You're the next man up. But he's still in Alberta, but now he's in Edmonton. So, round of applause for him getting that opportunity. But it's just going to be interesting to see the kind of staff these guys build and the people they're going to bring in as OCDC position coaches. So that's what I'm looking for now. Then you can look to build the roster because coaches going to go after certain players and bring guys with them. So it's going to be interesting this free agency with the turnover and the shuffle of
Yeah.
the cards when it come with coaches and coordinators. GMs as well.
Yeah, Ted Gavaya is now in Hamilton, and Rick
Yeah,
Madden is now in BC, and yeah, so we've got
right.
some change in there, and of course Ed Hervey back in Edmonton. You were a player's coach kind of towards the end of your career. Would you like, and I know you have a fulfilling job right now, what you're doing, but would you like to be a professional coach one day or a college coach?
I wouldn't mind coaching at the professional level. I always want to stay in the loop and do things, man. But nah, if the opportunity come, I got to talk it over with the family,
Hmm.
see how it work. But you know how it is, man. Out here growing something, building something in Dallas, and I kind of look at professional coaching sometimes like school. It's gonna always be there for you to go back to it. But like now with my kids young, man, being invested in them, and as a brother nowadays, they want your presence, not your presence. So they want you available, they want you around. So
Yeah.
that's something that I'm big on too, being that I didn't have that father figure growing up. So, but if
Mhm.
the opportunity came, family come up, now I don't mind coaching. It's in me. I enjoy it. Like to get the most out of people, and I'm just big on results, man. Find a way, not an excuse. So I think I can thrive in that arena, wide receiver /
Yeah.
player development.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, before I let you go, if you were betting that sweet Manny Show money, who's winning the Super Bowl? Which team? Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? Right now?
You say who winning the Super Bowl? Man,
Yeah,
it's kind of go hard. It's kind of good. I don't know, man. It's something about these Chiefs, man, that they
yeah,
just dialing up. Like, I don't know. You got the Chiefs. I don't know if Buffalo gonna hold up. I don't know what Lamar them gonna do. It's getting tricky. I'm
yeah.
gonna answer that question in about 3 more weeks.
Okay, well
Look,
then
but you know what, man?
I'm going to ask
Yeah,
you an
but
immediate question. I'm going to ask you an immediate.
yeah,
Who do you got? Detroit or Green Bay Thursday night football?
Detroit and Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
Yeah, I'm
so
going
too.
Green Bay. Look. I know everybody love what the Lions doing. They head coach, boys will run through a brick wall for them. But I don't know, man. Green Bay, now they coming on to something. Got some new talent, some young blood over there. Boys playing some good football. So I'm gonna go Green Bay over Detroit.
Okay, man. Hey, you'll have to do me up a Manny Show T-shirt with like a concert T-shirt, like you were in Alaska, you were in Hawaii, and you're in Greenland. And I've got, since you were a star on the show, I've got an "Our Balls Are Bigger" T-shirt for you. Okay, I got a post game show
A
T-shirt
hundred
for you. Okay,
percent. Send me the address. I'm gonna send you a Mask Squad shirt. I got something for you that you can
okay.
rock in Saskatchewan.
And you send me your address, and I'll send you. We'll have like a jersey swap. We'll have a shirt swap. Okay.
Gotcha. I appreciate that.
See you, bud. Take care. Good travels, and good on you for doing the work you're doing, Manny.
All right. Thanks a lot. All right.
This podcast also brought to you by our friends over there at the Royal LePage, in particular, Paul Waldo at Royal LePage, getting the real estate game with the three-time Grey Cup champ, 306-502-5355. The boys next door, window cleaning, snow removal, and they also do the Christmas lights on your eaves troughs, the ones that you put up. You pay a little bit to start, but then it's like PVC fencing. You don't have to ever go up there again and do it. So check them out for those services. Boys next door, window cleaners, and my friends at Gerhardt Studios, Nicole and Dean Gerhardt. We are going to be doing the Our Balls Are Bigger postgame show live from their studios all season next year. If you want to get on board as a major sponsor, you can DM me at Ballsy Uncut on X, Facebook, Instagram, or you can go to my website, ballsyuncut.ca, and all the information's there, and you can message if you want to sponsor. I'll send you out a package if you're interested, because that's how we keep this thing going. All right. I also want to remind you that I am selling cars over at Crestview Chrysler, 601 Albert Street. Come on in. Help me help you. Help me to get you into your next vehicle, and you'll be in the running for a special prize pack that I've put together. Ties in with the Rough Riders. I'll get you an autograph. I'm going to get you a jersey autographed, and I'm going to get you 2 tickets to the home opener, courtesy of yours truly, okay? You'll be in the running for that. There's a draw for that at the end of December. So come on in. Tell you what, let's make history together. Be my first customer. I've got a lot, as they like to say, I've got a lot of lines in the water, but nobody's nibbling as of yet. We got lots of great deals down there, Crestview Chrysler, on new and on previously owned vehicles. And they're not just in the Jeep or the Dodge realm, all over. So we've got great pre-owned vehicles and awesome new products. Those Wranglers, Rubicons, outstanding. The Jeep Cherokees, Grand Jeep Cherokees, they're outstanding vehicles. So come check us out. Come check me out. You'll find my desk. It's the one with all the CFL helmets. I'm in the back corner. Come in and say you want to see Ballsy. Do it. Don't be shy. I'm there every day except for Tuesdays. And, of course, nobody's there on Sunday. All right, let's get to our betting expert. It's Bourbon and Betting with our buddy Andy McNamara, our fantasy football and betting expert. Another round for everybody. It's Bourbon and Betting. Yeah. And what's on tap today, my friend Andy McNamara, as far as the bourbon goes? What do we got going on there?
We're getting right to the... I love it, Ballsy. We're getting right to the bourbon. We need the good stuff. Jim Beam Black, age 7 years. I had never tried this one before. I found it in the old liquor store. I tried it last night. Not bad. Not bad. I think it'll be a better... I tried it neat. I always do it 3 ways. I do it neat, on ice, and with a mixer. Unless it's an expensive one, then no mix. So neat, not bad. The ice brought some nice vanilla, caramel and some oak out of it. And I think, not a bad sipper, but I think it's going to be a better, an old fashioned or something like that. But pretty good. Pretty good. Jim Beam Black, age 7 years. Not bad.
Hey, you usually wear a hat. You're looking real fresh there. Did you just get a haircut?
Got a haircut today. That's right. Feeling good. Usually it's like, I'm like, I don't want to comb my hair. I'll put a hat on. That's
yeah. So
that's
wait a minute. I gotta correct you. You got hairs cut. When I get a haircut, I literally get a haircut. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. Hold on a second. Screwed up my headset here. Funny. So I do a post-game show after every Rider game and after CFL playoff games. Kyrie Zaber, the former Bengal, played a bunch of CFL teams. And one of my buddies, Ryan Hall, who's a high school football coach here in the province, they're both bald. So I said they agreed to sign on next year for another post-game show run, but I have to shave my head. So first game, I'm shaving her right down. Might as well.
Really?
Yeah, and then but they say if you shave here, you got to go with a goatee there. So
you got to mix it. You got to have some representation. See, I got the cup, but I got the thin. Got the thin sideburns. Had it since 11th grade. Refused. The Rock inspired me, and I refuse. I will always have sideburns at some point.
How do you? I'm curious about that. How do you maintain? Because I got a little bit of sideburns. This has turned into quite a fashion show now. Okay, so I have a little bit of sideburns there.
Yeah.
How do you? I've always wondered this. I've been intrigued by your sideburns. How do you maintain those sideburns?
Well, it kind of depends on the feel. Sometimes I let it go a little bit longer. Very rarely, I don't let it go down to the jawbone too much anymore. But sometimes it goes. I usually go sort of bottom of the ear and then gauge it. And quite often, it determines if when I'm shaving, if I screw something up, like crap, that was too short. All right, well I got to even it up.
Yeah,
and then you got to do that. So you just kind of maintain. And on the side of the razor, some of them have the little trimmer thing. So then you kind of keep it a little crisp.
Yeah.
Gotta look clean. Gotta set that haircut 12 o'clock, baby.
You're looking good, man. You're
Let's go.
looking real good. Hey, before we get to the Thursday night game, let's go to the Monday night game. I can't remember a guy with a stat line like this. 497 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2 for pick sixes. And I'm telling you what, Andy, on your recommendation, I cashed out. The week before, I rode it with my Chargers and lost. I got all the late Sunday games right, the Sunday night game, and then I cashed out before the game started. And am I ever glad, because they were going to cover the spread, and then the pick six cost them.
It cost them, and it was close. And the Browns have only won one time in Denver since 99. It's ridiculous. It's just a place they, whatever reason, doesn't work. But that was the most. As a Browns fan, I have been through a lot of losing. And I have to say, that was probably the most entertaining loss. You came away from it. And look, it would be much different if the Browns were fighting for a playoff spot. Then I'd be pissed. But they weren't. And whether they won or lost, it doesn't really matter. So I was like, that was a hell of a fun game. Jameis Winston's an absolute madman. And unlike anything with Deshaun Watson, just like it was with Flacco, it's fun. It's entertainment. I'm like, I'm having fun watching the game. Not the result I wanted, but I had fun. Much better that stat line you listed than Deshaun Watson's 170, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Thanks for nothing, you bum.
Yeah. Hey, how was Bo Nix the 6th quarterback taken? I know he didn't have a great game that Monday night game. It was a little off. He had 1 touchdown, 2 picks. The one was a 93-yarder to Mims. But how was he the 6th quarterback taken in the draft?
I think it all comes down to situation, right? Just like in every draft. You've had quarterbacks, I'm sure, that if they went to a different team, could have been all-timers, and it just didn't work out. My perfect example is Josh Allen. If Josh Allen 2018 did not go to the Buffalo Bills, if he went to my Browns, if he went to the Jets, if he went to a number of other teams, I don't even know if he'd be in the league, because he was the raw talent guy. But he went to a stable situation and was able to be brought along by Dable and built up. I think this is the case with Bo Nix. Look, Bo Nix, coming out talent-wise, it's like, okay, well, he's good, a little more mobile than I thought. He's okay, but you put him in a bunch of other situations. You put him in Chicago, he's toast. Right,
yeah,
for example.
No,
he's toast.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
so it depends on situation. And good, you know what? For Sean Payton, here was the one what if with him. Remember, he got Drew Brees. Drew Brees wasn't a rookie. He had never developed a rookie. And so in this case, it's kind of a showcase for him to say, hey, look what I can also do.
Yeah. By the way, didn't like the Broncos unis. Don't like the white helmets with. I didn't like that.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. Yeah, a bit off.
Okay, let's get to a great matchup. We don't usually do Thursday night football, but there's been a couple of good Thursday nighters here. This is a beauty. Detroit and Green Bay. I hope Al Michaels is awake for this one and he actually gets somewhat excited.
He'll be awake for this one.
Guy's a goat. The guy's a goat, but it's like we're interrupting an episode of Matlock when he does the game.
like with the greats, it's like at some they can bring it any night, but it's not every night.
It's not every night. But I will say this. I love the fact that he has no filter now at 78 years old. He'll just say terrible reffing, terrible this. He'll just go.
What are you gonna do?
He doesn't give a shit. What are you gonna fire him?
Yeah, he's like, you on fire? Okay, cool. I'm sure he has some guaranteed money. Go sit down.
Anyway, I like Green Bay in this one. Detroit snicked up. Detroit hasn't really got that consistent pass rush since Hutchinson left. I said they should have gone and got Max Crosby. And, I like Green. I just like Green Bay in this game here. And if Green Bay has any shot at the division, they got to win this game.
Oh, they sure do. Otherwise, it's definitely over. I like Zadarius Smith coming over for the Browns. I thought he popped a little bit. But to your point, he's not a Max Crosby. He's a 5th round mid-season acquisition guy who's going to help a bit, right? So you're right. DJ Reader's out. That's a big loss. I really like DJ Reader. He's out there. So maybe what this does is it lends itself to a bit more of a shootout, right?
Yeah,
instead of a defensive thing, which could be fun. Personally, I think the Lions. The line is 3.5. I like the Lions in that. for that one. The payout there is a bit better. I'm going
Okay.
to say Lions 3.5. But listen, your take is not unreasonable at all. I would not be shocked if Green Bay in a division game could go in and pull that one out. Like it's going to be close. That's why I'm not taking a touchdown on it. I'm taking the 3.5.
Yeah. What's the over under on that one?
We got 51.5.
Ooh, that's high, but it could get
With the
there.
defense down, yeah, the over-unders are so
28-24, yeah, that 28-24, 28-27. That you
Right?
could that actually is doable. I agree with you there.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
Is there an anytime touchdown or a guy there that you like in that game?
There sure is, my friend. I got Sam Laporta plus 240. Now,
That's a good
fantasy
one.
Plus 240. The guy's got 3 touchdowns the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's not unreasonable. Now, fantasy-wise, he's had a terrible year. Terrible. Like most tight ends. I'm on 2 of my fantasy team. I'm pissed. He's either getting you 8 fantasy points or he's getting you 20. It's too up and down. But regardless, they're going to him more now. And maybe, again, with the defense being a little soft, if Green Bay can score, that means they got to score more.
What's the over-under on Jordan Love passing? Because I like Jordan on the over passing if it's reasonable. Sorry, I didn't see that. I'm just putting you on the spot there.
No. I got it up here. Let's give a look-see. We got over 247.5 yards for Jordan Love, minus 113.
Yeah, you don't get a lot, but I mean, whatever. I'd take that in some sort of parlay.
Now we could do an alternate as well if that fancies you. So we could do. Where does it start making us money? If we go 250 or more, minus 108, 275 or more, plus 178. That might be getting a little too rich.
Yeah, I think 250 is in between that, 250, 275. That's probably the threshold right there.
You could also bet Jordan Love, of course, right up there in interceptions, to throw an INT, minus 168.
Yeah.
But the defense is a bit soft, so I don't know if I want to take that.
No, I don't know if I want to either. Okay, the Chargers are in Kansas City. I will tell you something, man. Their offense is almost unwatchable. I watched the Chargers against the Falcons, but the Chargers are doing what Harbaugh teams do. They just find ways to win. They play physical. I mean, 4 interceptions. Kansas City has gotten away with some games. What's the line on that one? What's the line on the Chargers and the Chiefs? If you can look that up.
We're looking at. Let's see.
Sunday night.
I hope that's going to be a great game. We got Kansas City 3.5 home favorite, over under set at 42.5.
I'm gonna go.
Weather's supposed to be good too. 53.
Yeah, it's
clear.
Yeah, jeez.
At Arrowhead. The
That's
3.5.
That's a litmus test for the. As you said last time we talked, that's a test for the Chargers.
Yes,
that
where you at? And you're without J.K. Dobbins. That poor guy.
That hurts.
Oh my gosh, he's done again.
I gotta take the Chiefs to cover. I think they'll probably win by 5 or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't.
The 3. You know what? The 3. I almost I want to watch this game. I don't know how much I actually want to bet on this game because I could also easily, the way the Chiefs have been winning, that could easily come down to a last-second field goal.
What's a Herbert's over/under for passing?
Let's take.
He threw for 147 last week. Lad McConkey's the only guy that can get open, and he's got shoulder and knee. He's got shoulder and knee injuries now.
Now I got him on 3 fantasy teams. Ballsy, tell me he's playing, please.
Well, so far he is.
Oh boy. Okay.
Herbert over/under passing.
Now, if you like, by the way, if you like the Chargers straight up winner plus 172, not unreasonable. Okay. I wouldn't put it on I'd have that as a standalone. I wouldn't put that on a tick, on a parlay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we looking at? Passing yards, you said?
Yeah, Herbert.
Over 228.5 is minus 114.
Over?
Yeah, and under is minus 114 too. Those odds kind of suck.
Those kind of suck.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Okay,
that's
so
nothing
before
great.
I get to your party parlay, because you usually have a nice little one for us here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a couple of things that happened this week in the NFL, this past weekend. Trevor Lawrence scrambles, and the Texans guy smokes him, gets a 3-game suspension.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn. I get it, he gave him a little extra, so I would be okay with the game. I think 3's a little too much. I think when a quarterback leaves the pocket and he's running and he slides, it's very hard to tell a linebacker that he somehow has to defy gravity when he's got it in his mind to take a shot at the guy. Yes, he gave him a little extra, so I'd be okay with the game. I thought 3 was excessive. What do you think?
I'll tell you this, Ballsy. I'm the other way. I don't think it was enough, personally.
Okay.
I think, and the reason being is this, because you're right. And if you slow things down in the NFL, it's stupid. It's a bang-bang business, right? But we're not talking about the guy who flew in and he was going by him and his shoulder nicked him or something else. And it was a forearm. It was a Lex Luger 1990s WWF forearm finisher to the chops.
It's true.
Unacceptable in my mind. Unacceptable. I think this is a case. He slid late. So what? Why you got your forearm up, pal? Why you got the forearm up? You're going by and shoulder. That happens. I can live with that. You knocked this guy out for the season. Jags aren't going anywhere, but you knocked him out for the season. That was a dirty, filthy hit. I would have been fine, honestly, for the rest of the year to get that guy out of there. Send a message. This guy with that forearm, I don't like it. And I got no vested interest in the Jags or Texans.
Okay. So look at the football behind you and the helmet behind you. You're a Cleveland Browns fan. So they're going to call that, and that was, I agree, it was dirty, okay? I like the fact we disagree somewhat. But Jameis Winston got smoked in the head. He looked at the ref and said, like, I just got hit in the helmet. The ref is standing right there. Yeah. Like, honestly, dollars for dollars, the NFL has the worst officiating in professional sports.
I'm with you. The only alternative, I think, would be the NBA, because I hate that they openly, like, have different rules for star players. Which the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, there's a little bit of that. But the NBA is like open. I think the NBA is the worst. But I'm with you. Like, and you know why I think, Ballsy? I think this is the reason. There are too many rules. Illegal shift. Who cares? What? Ineligible receiver downfield. If you want to throw to a 300-pound guard, have at it, pal. Go for it. Why are I think these refs, they have so much things jumbled in their heads that they outthink themselves sometimes. There's too many rules. Simplify it. And I think we see better officiating. But you're right. Yeah, Jameis got hit. And some of the calls are just absolutely baffling.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so check this out. This is a guy that was in Pittsburgh, okay? Then he went to Carolina, and now he's on Baltimore. Yeah. Baltimore has an injured receiver. I forget the name, Bateman. And Bateman can't go back in because of a knee injury. And Deontay Johnson, the guy I'm talking, Deontay Johnson, right? The guy, yeah, Deontay Johnson, the guy I'm talking about. He just elects not to go into the game because he's pouting. This is the same guy, if I remember correctly, watching a Steelers game. He was mad about his targets there. There was a fumble, and he did everything but try to recover it back in the day because he was pouting, if you remember that. It bounced by him, and he didn't try to. He made a business decision. Yeah. So, you know what? You should get your ass, whether we like the Ravens or not, you should get your ass cut by one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Like, come on, man.
Yes, and I was joking earlier that maybe Deontay is a sleeper agent for the Steelers, right? He's just sleeping. He went from Carolina, he's back there, he's helping out Pittsburgh, his old team. But look, the Ravens acquired him, and he's done nothing. He's done nothing. He's been absolutely terrible. And that was on paper when they got him. It's like, that's a weapon. That's a good piece there. Now, I will applaud. It pains me to compliment the Ravens or Steelers in any way possible. But I will compliment Baltimore in this fact. You took a guy who wasn't performing like a star, but was expected to help, and you sent a message. Team self-discipline. You're out. You're taking a seat because you have to send a message. Whereas you look at Pittsburgh, and you got baby George Pickens there crying and fighting with everybody from Cleveland and last week too, and Tomlin's like, he's got to grow up. It's like, okay, but what are you doing about it? Nothing. You're letting him get away with it. The Steelers have a blind spot for having crybaby, immature receivers, from Antonio Brown after he got messed up to Juju Smith-Schuster to Chase Claypool and now baby Pickens. And I hope Greg Newsome on Sunday punks his ass against him and he just gets him out of there and wipes him out.
I love
it. But
hey.
in any case, I think Deontay Johnson, I think that's a good move by the Ravens to be able to say, hey, nobody's above it on this team. It's a smart move, sends a good message.
Yeah. Say, hey, so are you prepared to eat crow like me? It's a little harder for you because you hate the Steelers, but we got to tip our helmet to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson you know what it was? He decided that I'm not a pure passer. it worked this way in Seattle, and if
Yep.
I'm to get back, it's going to work this way in Pittsburgh. Similar type of situation. Hard-nosed coaches, defensive coaches. We're going to. So I think kudos to Russell Wilson. He realized this is Custard's last stand, so to speak.
I think Russell Wilson, quite honestly, was humbled. Remember, he went to Denver, personal trainer stuff, separate that he was there, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Office, disaster. They said, get out of here. He's in Pittsburgh on the last year of a deal at the league minimum. Now he's getting his other money from Denver.
$30 million. Denver paid $30 million for him not to play there anymore.
Right? And the Steelers get a steal. And so now he's in there. He has to realize, and we don't know what's in people's hearts, right? Maybe he's satisfied with his life with his stinger girlfriend or wife, whatever she is. But the thing is, it's like, okay, if this doesn't work here, you'll be a backup and then out of the league in 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. So he now has shown that, all right, I'm going to play ball. I'm going to be a teammate again. And your point is exactly right. It is following the Seattle model when they went to and won a Super Bowl. Defense, special teams, quarterback does enough, but doesn't have to do it. But then if he has to, he can. And usually the Steelers drag teams down to their defensive muck and low scoring field goal. But Cincinnati dragged Pittsburgh into their game, and Russell Wilson beat him at it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, now, we talked about running backs last week, and I'm not telling you, you're the guru, so I'm not telling you something you don't know, but I think it's an interesting point to bring up, okay?
Sure.
Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, and Josh Jacobs are on, respectively, the Eagles, the Ravens, and the Packers. Those teams doing well. The Giants, the Titans, and the Raiders not doing so well. Running backs matter.
They're in vogue again. NFL cyclical, right? A couple years ago, and even coming into this year, it was, go pick your 5th round guy, slide him in. Committee, we'll throw the ball around. Well, things evolve because what happened was all the teams were drafting lighter, smaller, faster linebackers and cornerbacks to take because it was all passing. What did smart teams do? Hey, you know what? How about we get that big dude and run it at these tiny guys, and big will smash tiny. And we're seeing that this year, so I think we're going to see a trend back, and I'm very interested to see what the running back free agent market is and what the strategy draft-wise is when it comes to emphasizing running backs, but also the style of linebacker and maybe even corner or safety. Do we start seeing the bigger guys come back in vogue, where for the last bunch of years it's been zippy little guys?
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so before we wrap up and get some details from you, let's do a parlay. You got something picked out for us here?
Get the party going, baby.
Parlay, let's go.
Okay, we're working in Thursday night football and some Sunday. So I'm taking, like I said, Detroit Lions 3.5. We're taking it. We're going to go Sam Laporta, anytime touchdown. That plus 240 something is too good to pass up. Then we're going to go Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raiders on the road. And O'Connell, stop. He's a bum. And Tampa Bay's going for the division. 6.5. Give me Bake Show and the Bucks. 6.5. And then my Browns, I don't know if they're going to win. Only one quarterback has won. Baker won in the playoffs 2020. But only one quarterback has won in the regular season for Cleveland. In Pittsburgh, Tim Couch, 2003. There's a bar trivia question for you.
Yeah.
20 straight regular season losses, Ballsy. 20 straight. So I'm not going to take the Browns money line. I will take them to cover the 6.5, though, at minus 105. Division game, they just beat him. Myles Garrett's on a mission, defensive player of the year, to show up and show out against TJ Watt. So I think they can hang. And if Jameis' prayers come true where he asked the Lord to deliver him from pick sixes, then the Browns can hang with that. We put $10 on that 4-legger. That's paying us $192.54.
So just to go back, I bet my bet that I would have, if I would have let it roll, would have been $2.90 for, and a $5 bet. I got $131, so I cashed out and got $131.
See?
That's nice. That's a nice return.
That's a nice return. You can take 10 of that and put it in this party parlay, right?
That's right. There we go. Hey, Andy, where do we get your stuff?
You get me Sunday mornings and every Tuesday on YouTube, The Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara. You can subscribe, notifications on there. Live Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. That's where for your fantasy football teams. Look, we got bye them again. There's 6 teams on bye. You're going for the playoffs. You're going to want to tune in. We answer your questions live in the chat on X at SickPodBrowns, at AndyMC81, Instagram at AndyMC Sports. But yeah, YouTube, The Sick Podcast with Andy McNamara. Subscribe there, 10 a.m. Eastern. Jump in the chat. We'll have some fun.
So, and hey, we were talking about broadcasters, and we had Al Michaels. Maybe we'll do play-by-play guys, but this just jumped to me here. Coming up Thursday Night Football. In order for me, the color commentators in NFL football, the big ones.
Ooh. Right. Like all time or right now?
Well, no, right now. Kirk Herbstreit, number one.
I like him.
I like what he does with Michaels and in college football too. Number two, I really like Troy Aikman. I think Troy Aikman, he kind of calls it like he sees it. Like he doesn't have to tippy-toe around.
He's kind of like Al Michaels. Like if he's like you got to sort of now, after all these years, pull it out. But like this past weekend, I thought Troy Aikman was tremendous. But I feel like sometimes you got to pull it out of him a little bit.
Maybe. But I like him. Number three, he was really good. Then he had a down year, and he's come back a bit, Tony Romo. I got Romo at 3. And then it's a coin flip for me. I like Chris Collinsworth because he's very studious, and I like his presentation. But what I don't like about Chris Collinsworth is he likes everybody, like John Gruden. Like
and
everybody.
Too much Mahomes.
Yeah, okay, that's right. So I would probably go, who else was big
Greg
time
Olsen?
player? Greg Olsen.
I like Greg Olsen. I like Greg Olsen a lot. I think he's underrated.
I'd go Greg. Yeah.
He's gotten really good. Year over year, he's gotten really good.
Like Brady's just mid. Brady's mid, and I don't know.
First year.
But if I'm Fox, I'm pissed because he's the owner now, and he can't say half the stuff that maybe you could say.
Well, and he's not allowed in any meetings.
I know.
To find out information.
Is that?
It's a waste. If I'm them, I'm like, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's figure something out.
Yeah,
like he's fine.
But here's the other thing about Brady. I don't know if, like, I guess when I tuned in to Fox, I want Brady to tell me something I don't already know. How many times does Brady tell you something you don't already know? Like Troy will tell me something maybe I didn't know. Herbstreit will tell me something I didn't know. You're the fucking GOAT, excuse my language. Tell me something I don't know, and he doesn't. It's just it's nothing that Andy McNamara couldn't tell me.
Yeah, it like, and you can tell the play is I forget his play-by-play guy, but
Burkhardt.
Yes,
Kevin Burkhardt,
who I do like. He's trying to, and look, Tom Brady's never done this before, so I'll give him. If he does it another year, we'll see. But he has to sort of pull it out of him, and it's not quite there. It's like mid. I think Romo too, especially at the start when he first started, was like telling the play stuff like, look at this, and I found that super interesting.
But they told him not to do that. I read an article. They told him to back it off. Yeah. The NFL said, "Hey, don't do that." Why not?
Don't predict plays.
Why not? I love that. I love it.
Unless now, because you can do, and you have to be really quick with your fingers, but now you can do on some betting apps next play bets.
Oh.
So if you're Romo and you're doing enough time, like, oh, he's going to throw to this guy, and you're like, and you can, you got it up, and you can get a bet in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So not on every bet, and it depends on the app how quick they update and stuff. On some you go quick.
And there you go. That's a danger of getting in bed with betting, right? Like I'm not against betting because we're calling this bourbon and betting, but you know what I'm saying? Yes, it can get a little. It's a little bit of a slippery slope there.
It depends how intense. Like that's the next play stuff. It's too intense for me. I'm like, then I'm not watching the game. I'm on my phone. I'm flicking and no. But I think that might be part of it.
How stressed out do you get when you're on a like a Sunday? Like is it stressful for you? Is it fun for you? Is it for you?
It's only stressful when the Browns are playing. Anytime else, I'm just enjoying. I'm looking for the best storyline. I'm hoping my fantasy guys or bets are hitting. But I don't bet. I bet every week, but I don't bet a lot. Like my top bet will be like $5 on something, usually $1 or $2. So I'm not. I'm not sweating either way. But if the Browns are Ballsy, I'm telling you, if the Browns are playing, even if the games don't matter, I cannot be in a situation where there's like a casual person who's like, "Hey, what about this?" You do not talk to me, and I can't I cannot be around a fan of another team who are playing the Browns at that time. I can't do it. I get very unpleasant, and I won't do it. It's very.
Oh, we're
very
kindred,
stressed out.
We're kindred spirits. The only person I can watch with now is my son because
Mine too. Mine's 10.
He's in the Chargers cult since he was about 9 or 10, and so he's in it now, and he's forever pissed off at me that I picked the team that really breaks our hearts. So your son will be the same way.
Same way. We watch with my dad too, and then in Cleveland, of course, you're amongst like-minded people. But otherwise, like if it's just like I've had friends, like good friends, like, hey, come over, watch the game. I'm like, no. But nothing against you. I'm like, I won't be fun to be around at all.
No.
And I don't want to.
No.
I want to be left alone. I want to be left alone. And Ballsy, you know what? I don't even enjoy a bourbon or a beer during Browns games. I'm too focused in. I don't do it. I'm just like, I can't enjoy it. It's weird.
I don't either. Absolutely not, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for your time, Andy. This is fun.
Anytime, buddy. Talk to you soon.